Hey guys, what's up? What's going on? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a new pick a card reading for you guys. This one is the 2020 love prediction. So this is all about love, encompassing what kind of lovely experiences you're going to be experiencing in your relationships. If you're single, if you're married, if you're in a relationship, whatever your sexual orientation is, this is going to cover your love life for the year of 2020. So if you guys are new to pick a card readings, I'm going to give you guys a quick little rundown of how it works. So basically this is pile number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We have these 5 piles right here, so you can take your time, pause the video if you'd like to find the pile that you're the most drawn to. If you guys like to pick with crystals on top of these piles, I'm going to be placing crystals on these piles in just a moment. And then once you're done choosing your pile, you can scroll down to the comment box or the description box to find the timestamp that's linked to your specific card, so you can skip ahead to your personal reading. So without further ado, let's add some crystals on these cards, starting now. All right, so if you guys like to choose with some crystals on the cards, here we have some malachite. This is angel aura quartz. This is rose quartz. This is some aventurine, and this is lapis lazuli. So take your moment, take your time, take a moment to find the pile that you're the most drawn to, and then you can scroll down again to that description box or the comment box to find the timestamp that's linked to your specific card. You can skip ahead to your personal reading. So without further ado, let's hop right into this 2020 love prediction, starting now. All right, so my malachite pile, let's see what is happening for you guys in 2020. All right, so pile number 1, this is what I'm seeing for you guys. So we start off this pile with the Hierophant, then we have the King of Pentacles, and then we have Judgment, we have Revolutionary, we have a whole bunch of stuff going on here. We also have some love cards right here that talk specifically about love. We have Retreat, Calling in Your Soulmates, and Children in here. So I see a couple different things going on for you guys depending on your current relationship depending on your current relationship status. This is going to go in a couple different directions. So if you guys are with somebody already, I feel like some big questions are going to be asked when we have the Hierophant card. This is like us getting advice, seeing where we want to take the next step to. Also with that Revolutionary, I really feel like you guys are going to be wondering how to take this next step. It could also be that you guys do get engaged or do get married this year as well when we have the Hierophant, because it can represent being in a church and having like ceremonies and stuff like that. So if some of you guys are looking into getting married or getting engaged this year, I do see that happening for you guys. Especially since we also have that Calling in Your Soulmate and Retreat. Retreat can sometimes mean like a honeymoon or something like that, or it can also mean that we're taking some time away to really feel if this is the right relationship for us. Because with that Hierophant and also with the Judgment card that we have right here, this is us really kind of letting go and really trying to find out, okay, sure, all this stuff's great, but when I come down to the core of this relationship, what does it truly look like? And so I feel like you guys are going to be going to, you know, people that you really look up to, and you're going to be asking them questions about, you know, how do you tell if this is the right person? And I feel like you're going to go on a little bit of that inner journey with this Retreat card over here. And we also have the Inner Temple card. So these both talk about that, you know, you're going to go on some sort of like inner journey to really find out if this relationship is the right one for you. And you're going to be kind of like really stripping away all of the nitty gritty of it and looking at it really closely to find out if this is something that really fits you. Especially since we also have that King of Pentacles right here in this deck. It's called the Ruler of Coins. And by the way, I love this deck. Can we just talk about how holographic and beautiful this is? Like, what? Crazy. Anyway, this is the Threads of Fate Oracle, Threads of Fate Tarot deck. Definitely check it out. Anyway, so this is really talking about being really practical and kind of like really sitting down with yourself and being like, okay, I don't want to just fool around with any old person anymore. I want to be serious. It's like sitting down and actually becoming very serious. We're getting revolutions going. We're making things happen. We're really focusing on our needs and finding out what we truly, truly desire, what we truly, truly want. We also have the full moon eclipse right here that says conclusions are within reach. And so this is like in 2020 for you guys in your love lives. I feel like it's going to be a huge search, especially if you guys are in a relationship. It's going to be a huge search of, okay, does this person really work for me? If you guys are single, I really feel like this is, okay, who really fits the bill? And I feel like you're going to be at such of a higher respect for yourself that you're not just going to take any old person, and it's going to be like, okay, well, I need to find out what I really want in somebody. Maybe your dating life has been a little bit bleh lately, and it's finally time to step it up a notch and only accept people that are on your wavelength. And I feel like it's, again, that huge revolution that you guys are going to be going through massive realizations, and you guys are going to reach a lot of different, you know, answers through that. And I feel like all the answers are going to kind of come to you whether or not this is the right person for you or what you truly, truly do want in a relationship. With that inner temple card right here, this is finally like, you know, going on that inner journey and asking yourself, okay, what do I want in a relationship? Maybe you guys always focus about other people, or you always put your attention towards others. And now it's time to finally strip that away and ask yourself, okay, what do I want? Strip away all the BS and come down to it at the core. What pleases you and what do you need? What are your needs and wants and desires? And then that inner temple is again figuring that out, and also kind of going on a little bit of a spiritual journey as well. So you might do a lot of like almost, I don't want to say hermit because I don't really feel like you guys are going to be super hermit, but at least it's a big learning year of a lot of like mental pondering and wondering for these answers. But those answers are coming because we have that full moon eclipse card as well. And then we also have the Pleiades. So this is like when we channel our inner emotions. The Pleiadians are really good at feeling those emotions and being very sensitive to those. And so this is saying the answer kind of lies within these subtle energies that we feel. And when we actually tune into our own heart, what is the subtle nuances? What are the subtle like little strikes that we get internally about whether or not this is the right situation, or whether or not we want to pursue something further, or what we truly desire and what we truly need in our lives. Again, with that retreat card, we kind of covered that, talking about how it's really similar to the judgment of like stripping away, and it's really similar to the inner temple card, because this is kind of going on that inward journey of what do I really need? What really fulfills me? And how can I really make those things happen? And we also have the calling in your soulmate card. And so this is finally like, who is my soulmate? I'm going to plan it out. I'm going to figure it out. And we're going to see if my current relationship fits the bill, or if you're single, you're going to see if anyone around you maybe fits that bill, or you're just going to say, okay, nobody does. And so therefore I'm going to finally decide what I want in my soulmate, and I'm not going to settle for less until I meet that person. And so I feel like it's finally sending that wave out of that's who my soulmate is, and you can either match up to it or you're not going to, but I don't care because I don't have time for it. With that King of Pentacles that we have, the Ruler of Coins over here, this is like definitely putting your foot down and taking no BS and no side hustle. There's no side anything to this. It's like you're either it or you're not. We also have the card here of children. So this can also be that we come down to our natural instincts as well, because it can also be talking about the fact that maybe you guys are getting married as well, because we have that Hierophant. But I think it's going to be a bit of like that, oh, am I ready? It's big. Damn, I'm making that commitment. It's going down. Whoo. And then it could also be that you guys are talking about having children and seeing that in your future. If not, though, the children card is just talking about this is a time where you're returning to who you really are, your own core, and finding out what you really need and what you really desire, and finally taking life seriously, but also, you know, being like, okay, I want to be able to enjoy my relationship, and if I'm not enjoying it, it means I don't want to be serious about it. That kind of stuff. And then we also have the Gossip card and Avenger. So gossip just makes me feel like it's connected to the Hierophant in a way where it's not exactly negative gossip. So when I look at this card and the others that are around here, this isn't about negative gossip. This is about being real and finally talking things out. When we have that Judgment card, I feel like some of you guys might have been going through something a little bit harsher in a relationship recently, and now it's finally like finally time for you guys to come to the truth and to the bottom of the situation. And so finally for you guys, I feel like you're going to be talking to other people about your situation. It's not exactly gossip. It's just, you know, sharing your voice and finally sharing your truest, deepest feelings, where I feel like you guys have been a little bit shut up before. And so now it's finally you guys can tap into those deeper feelings, finally be able to say them and communicate what you truly feel to your friends, your family, and people like that. Then we also have Avenger over here. And so this is finally like when, again, we put our foot down and we're like, I'm not taking any more ish in my life. It's finally time to take it seriously, but also enjoy it. So you're finally serious about enjoying your love life. Let's see what the Astro Dice have to say. Any more information on this? So we have the third house, we have Libra, and then we have the moon. So this is really interesting because the third house is ruled by Gemini, and so this is all about communication, really communicating your feelings, and I'm seeing a lot of that. So I feel like, again, with that gossip card, it's like you guys are finally sharing your truest, deepest feelings with either your partner or with your friends or with your family, finally deciding and planning out what you guys really want to have in your relationship and getting in touch with your emotions, since we have the moon as well. And so the moon being here, this is really like tapping into those inner desires of us and tapping into our intuition about whether or not this current person is right for us, or tapping so deep into your intuition that, you know, if you're scrolling through Tinder late at night while you're single, and you just know, you're like, no, that's not it, he's hot, but like it's not gonna work for me, so like no, you're gonna have a strong intuition telling you what is right and what is not. When we have a Libra, this is again kind of a lesson for us to also remember to stay in balance and weigh out our options. This is about weighing them out. So this is the good and the bad, making lists about, okay, maybe your current partner has this amount of good, but this amount of bad. How much do each of those options weigh? It's not just like being like, okay, there's 4 good things and then 2 bad things. Maybe those 2 bad things are bad enough to make the 4 good things not worth it. And so you need to really weigh out those scales and find out how much each thing is worth in order to find out where your scales tip, whether or not you should be with that person or not, or whether or not you want this, or whether you value this more than that, and how to make a list to find out exactly what you do want. Libra is all about love and relationships, and so this is finally a year of like finally calling in your soulmate, because we have the calling in your soulmate card. I feel like there is a potential for you guys to actually meet your soulmate by the end of the year, if not actually marry your soulmate. So this is also, again, planning. We're planning something for some of you guys that are ready for marriage and you're in a relationship with somebody long term. This is finally like discussing marriage, or finally, you know, pulling that plug and getting hitched and stuff like that. But if you guys are single, this is finally like calling in that soulmate that you guys will marry. When we have the Hierophant here, you guys will marry this person that you're finally going to be able to call in. And I think that they're going to be the right one, because obviously you're very particular about the way that you're planning this. We have the King of Coins, the King of Pentacles here. And this is, you know, we finally know exactly what we want, and we're not taking any more ish. We're not taking any more shit. And so it's finally like, I'm stripping away anything. The Judgment card is stripping away anyone and anything that no longer serves you. And so that Libra, again, balancing those scales, weighing them out, seeing what really truly works for you, not making lists, checking it twice. Christmas reference, it's almost Christmas, guys. Anyway, so that's what I'm definitely seeing for you guys. I feel like there's also potential to meet them sometime in the new year. I do feel like it's definitely closer to the end of the year, if that you guys are actually calling in that soulmate. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing for you guys. I feel like it's finally like, this is at least the initiation stage of like, I finally am figuring out what I want. And by the end of the year, you're gonna know exactly what you want. And you're gonna have that energy by knowing exactly what you want, you're gonna be calling in that soulmate of yours. So that's what I'm seeing for you guys, pile number 1. Hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a really big thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. All right, so pile number 2, let's find out what is happening in your love life in 2020. All right, so pile number 2, this is what I'm seeing for you guys. So we have the King of Swords right here, the Ruler of Swords. We also have the 4 of Wands, the 9 of Wands, and a lot of other stuff going on here. So I'm going to get into the tarot at first. So when we start off with the King of Swords right here, the Ruler of Swords, and I do also want to point out how beautiful this tarot deck is. Like, oh my god, it's like holographic and stuff, and I'm obsessed. If you guys are interested, it is called Threads of Fate. You can get it on their website. Anyway, I know you guys ask a lot, so I just wanted to throw that out there. Anyway, so the King of Swords being out here at the beginning, this is like finally being really mental. And not mental as in like mental, but like mental as in using your mind a lot, being in your thoughts, being like very, you're either very critical about the way that you're thinking, or you're very like, trying to cut away the bullshit, trying to get to the bottom of it, trying to get to the truth of a subject, dealing with your love life. And so this is like really trying to, you know, it could be that you overthink things sometimes. It could be that you tend to put like so much thought towards something, you tend to overthink a certain subject and all that kind of stuff. But when we have the 9 of Wands, this is like we are like prepared, and I think you've just been through something, and so it's like preparing for what the future has to hold, and kind of like maybe feeling like you got a little bit of the boot in a certain way. We do have the Outlaw card right here, and this can sometimes indicate that during 2020 maybe we feel like we are having troubles in our romantic life, or that we feel like either we got kicked to the curb a little bit in our love life, or we're just having like, you know, a little bit of, we're feeling like we're alone, and we're feeling like people don't understand us fully, especially with that, you know, if we're overthinking a lot of things. When we have the King of Swords over here, this can be that, you know, we're overthinking something, and it can be that we end up kind of like kicking ourselves in the butt because we're overthinking so much. And so with this Outlaw card, it does have the boot on it, which kind of makes me think of like, you know, kind of almost kicking yourself in the butt for something. So that's what I'm seeing there for you guys. But we do have the Four of Wands here, which is very interesting and intriguing, I do want to say, because with the Four of Wands, this can sometimes indicate that we're moving in with somebody, or it can indicate that we kind of like make things work out together. And so since this is a general reading, I'm just gonna add a couple different options here. If you guys are in a long-term relationship and you guys haven't moved in with each other yet, I do see you guys moving in with each other. If you already live with somebody, I do see that coming back to a very good, stable, great place, and, you know, being able to make things very beautiful. It's probably like redecorating your guys' like place together, or kind of like taking the next step with somebody as well. So the Four of Wands can indicate that we're making some sort of commitment. It's like the foundation towards something. And so the Four of Wands always, any sort of four kind of indicates a more foundational kind of aspect that we're looking at. And so with the Four of Wands, this is, you know, setting the tone for a certain relationship, or kind of like setting the stage. So if you guys are single, this can be setting the stage, and, you know, maybe you overthink a lot, and maybe you're very critical, and so maybe you're not in something serious yet because you have this critical sense about you, but you're waiting there. It's like you do want something, you are seeking something, but the Nine of Wands can also indicate that, you know, we've been through so much, that we have a very certain vision in front of us, and sometimes we have to let go of the control of that vision and just allow it to be what it is, and that way we don't become outlawed and we don't end up kicking ourselves in our own butt. And so I do see that you guys might have definitely a possibility of moving in with somebody if you haven't already. So there is that possibility. It's also sort of like, you know, making dreams happen. So I feel like in 2020, this is finally like, you're making your dreams happen. And I feel like 2019 was a bit of that, you know, critical thinking and like kicking yourself in the butt a little bit. But with that Four of Wands, we have that wishbone at the top of it. And so this is almost like, I'm really seeing that you guys are, you know, getting something that you really desire, reaching a place that you've really desired, and, you know, making a wish for this thing to really work out. And then we also have this butterfly expanding from this sword. And so it's finally like, you know, using those critical thoughts, but allowing them to expand you rather than constrict you. So all of a sudden you can allow these overthinking thoughts to allow you to expand thoughtfully and gracefully, beautifully, and allow your critical thoughts to then just be truths and just be like, okay, this is me, come to the table, very cut, dry, and clean. This is who it is. But then allow that butterfly to expand everything rather than closing yourself off in a box into a cocoon. It's time to expand as the butterfly instead. And then we also have the full moon in Pisces, which is balance, spirituality, and practicality. And so this is very interesting, especially when we have the King of Swords right here, because the King of Swords obviously overthinks everything. And so I do see a lot of like kind of maybe critical stuff, critical thinking happening a lot in your love life. But when we have balance, spirituality, and practicality, this is like really calling out to you, don't overthink everything. Follow your gut instinct as well. Like, use your logical mind while also using your emotional sense. So balance both of them, balance spirituality and practicality. You can fit them both. When you have a combination of them both, life becomes even better because you're not just completely one-sided. If you're completely one-sided, you're leaning over, and I'm sorry, but it's hard to walk anywhere or go anywhere or fall in love with anyone if you're just like leaning over, you know what I mean? It's time to stay balanced. Use both of your senses, use that masculine side and that feminine side, the logical side and the emotional side, and together, that's unstoppable. That's completely unstoppable. You have such deep knowing. A lot of us get confused because we either want to follow what's logical or we want to follow what is emotionally pleasing to us. And then we get conflicted because we feel like we have to choose one or the other. But you can have both. There's a third option where you combine both of them and do that thing. There's always a third option. I learned that from Bashar. I went to the Bashar conference yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. I went to it yesterday. And he said that there's always that third option. And it just kind of blew my mind. And it goes a lot deeper than that, but there's always a third option, guys. So don't feel like you have to go this way or this way. There's also a third road, but it's going to require that really thoughtful mind in order to figure it out for you guys. Then we also have the initiation and then the crumbling. And so with the initiation card, this is like getting to that next level. And so for a lot of you guys, you might be moving in with somebody in 2020, or it could be that, you know, you're setting the right tone, you're setting the right foundation for something with somebody, or it could be that you're finally setting your own stage in order to welcome the right person into your life. But it's like the initiation of realizing, okay, I gotta challenge myself a little bit, stop overthinking things, add in both sides, the feminine and masculine, or the masculine and feminine, into your life in order to balance out the practicality and spirituality that follow your emotions and what's logical. It's the initiation of starting a new path, of realizing, okay, I'm gonna create a perfect foundation, setting the stage, setting the tone for a certain relationship to come in, or for a current relationship to actually blossom for you guys. And then we also have the crumbling. And so this reminds me a lot of the Tower card in tarot. And so this is like, you know, it's time to let go. It's time to let go of a lot of different things. So this could be letting go of our overthinking. It could be letting go of certain belief patterns that we have, letting go of always kicking ourselves in the ass for certain things. It can be letting go of a lot of different things. Letting go of whatever is making your foundation unstable, letting go of whatever is holding you back from setting the stage. It is time to set the stage. And so the crumbling is crumbling away of certain belief patterns, crumbling away of certain things. It could also be the crumbling away of a certain relationship if you guys have gotten the boot lately. It can be that as well, but it's finally time to set the tone for something new at least. And if you guys are in a beautiful, great relationship, this is just reevaluating the foundation for you guys and doing it correctly so that you guys have something stable to stay on. And so it's crumbling away the things that no longer serve. We also have the card Worth Waiting For. And so this is something, it's like, don't just rush into anything. Worth waiting for. This might be something, if you guys are with somebody, this could be worth waiting for. Take your time with it. The Nine of Wands assesses his environment before taking action. He's standing there waiting before taking action. And, you know, think about everything. Use both of those senses, but don't overthink anything, because overthinking probably didn't get you anywhere to begin with anyway. And so, worth waiting for. Take your time with it. You don't have to rush it. You don't have to feel like it needs to happen tomorrow. Take your time with it. This is worth waiting for. If it's meant to be, it'll still be there by the time you're ready. We also have the card here of attraction. So I do see you guys, like, I feel like there's going to be somebody that catches your interest if you're single. I feel like there's going to be somebody there that makes you want to smell the roses and stop and smell them. And I feel like there's going to be a strong magnetic pull between you and another person, or at least this very strong magnetic pull of you desiring love and feeling like, okay, I'm finally ready. It's coming in. I'm initiated. I'm ready. Or it could be that you guys just, as you are, you know, working through your thoughts and letting more of that logical mind slip a little bit and allowing some of those emotions to also fit in so that you can stop overthinking and allow a good balance of both. I feel like you're going to reinvigorate so the attraction between you and your current partner. Then we also have let your friends help you. This is about getting advice from your friends. This is about seeing, you know, allowing some people in your friend group. This could also be like really finding that friendship again between you and your lover, finding that friendship, that good foundation, because every relationship, the foundation of a good relationship is a good friendship, because that's the true partnership. You guys just can't have, you know, the romance without the friendship. It needs to be a good combination of them both to have something that's long lasting. And so could also be talking about, you know, allowing that friend kind of energy to come back into the relationship. Then we also have the God card and Destroyer. And so Destroyer is a lot like the Crumbling card that we have, because, and also Nine of Wands, because Nine of Wands usually is like a person who's been through the crumbling of something already, and so now he's kind of a little bit more cautious. And so I feel like you're very cautious. You almost stop yourself from moving forward, because the Nine of Wands is, you know, he's so cautious about certain things, and sometimes he stops himself, and then we run into that boot. But it's time to finally, you know, break down the things that are making you so difficultly cautious, and instead bring in the logical sense and the emotional sense, and then bring them together, and don't sacrifice either of them. And through that, I feel like you're going to have that essence just brought back into your life, that life force, that God energy just brought back into your life. Because with the God card, it's kind of like, you know, we reach some sort of answer, and it's a very enlightened answer that we get. It's something that's like, oh my God, why didn't I ever think of that? That makes so much sense. Why didn't I see that before? And so I feel like that's what's going to kind of like come about for you guys in 2020 in your guys' love lives. And let's do some astro dice to find out any more information that we can get. Whew, let's see. Oh, it landed between two. We have Pisces and Libra here, and then we also have the 9th house, and then we also have Neptune. So Pisces is ruled by Neptune, and we have the 9th house, which is kind of a lot of like Sagittarius type of energy. And I also almost forgot that we have the full moon in Pisces here, and we also have that Pisces area that came up with Neptune. So this is very like, this can be that we're expecting to have a fairy tale as well. So Neptune is usually, it rules like the fairy tale kind of stuff, which is also why it rules media as well, because the media usually, you know, paints a perfect picture. And so it could be that you are very overthinking, you're very critical because of wanting to paint such a beautiful, perfect picture with that Neptune energy, but then you kind of realize the practicality of, you know, sure, you can dream it because we have that 9th house, and the 9th house is like, how far can we go with this? Like, let's try to get everything that we want, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it's also not being so critical. Maybe you're overthinking and you're giving yourself the boot and stopping yourself from a lot of things that could be really good for you. With Libra coming up, this could be also that we're dating somebody foreign. So it could be that somebody from a foreign land comes into our life, especially with that 9th house, that Libra kind of like combination that we have right here. This could be that we meet somebody from a foreign land. Also with that lot of Pisces energy, it's really encouraging more of an emotional sense in you guys, more of using your psychic senses or your gut senses, what you truly know, like using your intuition on a lot of things in order to help you figure out your current situation. With Neptune being there, this could be that we explore more in the media as well, especially with 9th house. 9th house and Neptune, this could mean that you're either traveling this year, or it could mean that you meet somebody from a foreign land. Or it could mean that your philosophy, your entire philosophy of what love is supposed to be is going to absolutely transform and change in 2020. So this is a huge transformative time of like letting go of that overthinking, crumbling those old belief systems, destroying those old belief systems. We have so much of that where those old belief systems kind of just fade away that allow us to move forward into a beautiful direction of where we're supposed to be. So that is what I'm seeing for you guys. Pile number 2. Hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a really big thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. All right, so pile number 3. This is going to be your 2020 love predictions. So let's find out what's going to happen in your love life in 2020. All right, pile number 3, this is what I'm seeing for you guys. So we have the moon over here, we have the 7 of swords, we have the 10 of cups, and then a lot of other things going on. Don't know why I said that so weird. Anyway, I do want to quickly mention these amazing new cards that I got because I know so many of you are going to ask. They're holographic, which is so cool, and they're from Threads of Fate, and they're amazing. You can get them on threadsoffate.com. So many of you guys ask me where I get my cards, and so many of you guys specifically ask about like the Threads of Fate cards that I have. They also have oracle decks that you guys ask about all the time, so definitely go check them out if you guys are interested in those. Anyway, with the moon kind of coming up here at the very beginning of your guys' 2020 relationship prediction and love life prediction, this is kind of like indicating that there could be a very brand new love interest for you guys, or it could be that maybe you guys are already in a relationship, but there's a lot of things that are unknown and the emotions aren't really expressed, and so we're a bit confused about how does this person truly feel about us? What do they really think about me? But for most of you, I feel like most of you guys that chose this pile are most likely single, and I feel like there is a new love coming up in 2020 for you guys, and in that new love, I feel like it's a bit cautious, but there's this playful energy with it as well. And then when we have that 10 of Cups right here, this can mean that, you know, we're really excited about this person. We feel like they have everything to offer, but it almost is like, it's a bit scary because the moon is like always unknown, and so we don't know if this person likes us. We don't know how to, they almost make us feel like a kid again, or maybe this is one of your first kind of like love interests, and so we don't necessarily know how to act, and we don't know how to tell this person how we really feel about them, or maybe they're just making you feel like that childish like innocence again, where you're like, I don't know how to act around you because I really, really like you. So there's a bit of this kind of like sense in here, but then also with the Seven of Swords, this can mean that somebody's trying to hide something from us as well. And so when it's beside the moon, this can sometimes mean that we see things as if they're too good to be true, when there's a lot of things in there that we might not take into consideration, or they might not be revealed until a little bit later. And so I don't want to scare you guys when I say that, but all the time, and I do just want to warn you guys, whatever does come up in the tarot, but it is changeable. Our reality is completely malleable, so you can change anything. But with that Seven of Swords here and beside the moon, this can sometimes mean that this person isn't completely honest with us about everything up front, or it could be that we're being a little bit dishonest with this person and not wanting to let them know our deeper sides and not wanting to let them know our darker sides. Everyone has this like shadow self, this darker self that we don't like to reveal to other people, especially not right away. And I feel like this is like something where you guys both might not express the darker parts of yourselves, and it's seeming as if it's like too good to be true. But I'm also kind of predicting here that with the sacred destruction that we have next, this is so meant to be put in place. I feel like this is a very karmic relationship. It could also be slightly soulmate, but I feel like it's mostly karmic relationship that's coming for you guys, where it's going to help you break down old belief systems and help you come to terms and face your shadow self. And so the love interest and the love kind of, you know, that you have popping up in 2020 for you guys is something that offers a lesson for you guys to learn how to accept and be okay with your shadow self, and have your it comes up so that you embrace your entire self. We also have the cardinal moon here, be bold and make the first move. And so with this can be indicating that, you know, we're a little bit shy and we're gonna have to be the ones that step up first. We do also have that pioneer card over here, which really talks about being bold and making that first move. Any pioneer makes the first go. And so this is finally like, I feel like you guys are gonna have to almost show this person your vulnerable side before they open up theirs. And so you guys are gonna have to step forward and be like, okay, I'm gonna just like show all my stuff. And they might be a little bit opposed to it at first, but I feel like things are gonna get revealed. But I do feel like there is this almost sense like it's too good to be true at first when you meet this person, but then you start to get deeper into it and you notice all the other that comes along with it. So with that pioneer and with that cardinal moon, this is really talking about you making that first step. This is the first step to discovering more about yourself and doing so much work. And the cardinal moon is all about manifestation. So this is part of the manifestation process. If you guys are trying to manifest your twin flame or your soulmate or anything like that, this person's part of that process to help develop you in order to get you ready for that person. And again, this person could be that soulmate for you guys. For most of you guys, I don't feel like it is, but for some of you guys, this could also be that soulmate, but you have a lot of lessons to learn in the beginning of that relationship that you guys are going to encounter. And then we also have the yes card and the dance card. And so I feel like so much of this relationship is going to be so fun and so exciting and like very, again, too good to be true. It just feels like a wave of like, this is great, this is amazing. But of course, there comes a day where you have to face the other things that people have to offer. It's not always just roses and peaches. Sometimes, you know, the peach is a little dirty, you gotta wash it off first. And sometimes the roses, obviously, we've already heard the saying, the roses have thorns, we gotta watch out for that. Sometimes you gotta prick yourself a couple times until you know that roses have thorns, and the next time that you go pluck a rose, you know not to grab it by the thorns. And so, good lessons. good lessons in life. And then we also have the religious factors card over here. So this can be that this person's not totally honest about their belief systems, and so they're trying to put on a facade in order to make you really like them, or it could be that you're trying to do that for another person in order to make them like you. So this card's really making me feel like there could be a side of you or this other person that is almost putting on a mask in order to hope that that person will have interest in you, because you're putting on a mask to seem like the person that they would be interested in rather than just being yourself. And so I'm really seeing that for you guys, and I think that's going to be the biggest lesson of 2020 for you guys, is to take off the mask and be very authentic, and that way you find out if somebody really likes you for you, because keeping on a mask forever would suck. If you think about it, if you meet somebody, if you meet your perfect person, and they seem so perfect, but then you have to wear a mask all the time in front of them in order for them to like you. Do you really want to live like that for the rest of your life? Probably not. Probably not. So I'm definitely seeing a little bit of that, but then we also have the new love card. So I do feel like this is going to be a new love coming into your life in 2020. But again, I think it's more of like that lesson type love that's coming in. It's not necessarily like the soulmate or twin flame yet. This is definitely something, it's going to teach you some really big lessons about authenticity in this relationship. And then we also have the keep an open mind card. And so this is like, don't back out of this relationship just because you know about it right now, or maybe you guys are already in this relationship, but keep an open mind. Continue exploring down it, because I think you're going to learn so much from it. And I think you're going to learn how to be very confident, because we have that cardinal moon and making the first move. This is about teaching you confidence. This is about teaching you confidence in your authentic self, loving and accepting yourself for who you are, so that you are comfortable being authentic with people, no matter who they are, no matter how much you like them. You'll then know that you just want to be yourself anyway. It's adding the confidence in that area, and it's also adding confidence in every other aspect of your life in order to make the first move for certain things, in order to have a bit more of the masculine energy. And we all have feminine and masculine energy within us, but this is just teaching you, no matter which sex that you are, if you're male or female or whatever that you are, this is just teaching you to bring in more of the masculine energy that says what they want and is not afraid to also step up being who they are. So definitely seeing that. Again, we already went over that Pioneer card. This is again just about kind of making that first move, hopping right into their kind of stuff. And then we also have the Healer card. So again, this is talking about those big lessons that we're going to be learning with this person. This person is here to teach us something and also heal us from feeling like we need to be a certain way, or heal us from feeling like we need to put on a mask for somebody. This is finally like, I'm going to be authentic. I'm going to be me, all that good jazz. So let's do some Astro Dice to find out some more information about these cards coming up and more about your love life in 2020. So we have Virgo, then we have the 9th house, and then we also have the South Node. And so South Node, this is karmic. This is another karmic thing coming up, kind of like what I was touching on. I felt like this was more of a karmic relationship, but again, it's here to heal you since we have Virgo. And so Virgo is the healer in astrology, and we also have the healer card. So this is all to teach you certain lessons, to organize you in a certain way in order to structure yourself better so that you are authentic, real, you hold yourself in your most authentic form. And with that 9th house, this is again transforming your belief systems. It's karmic in order for you to transform your belief systems. We have that religious factors card, which ties in beautifully with the 9th house over here, because this is definitely like reprogramming your current belief systems in order for you to feel comfortable and confident being authentic, in order for you to only want to ever be authentic with your outer world. So again, it is a karmic relationship coming up for you guys. This is sorting out some karma. It could also be that you have a friendship that comes up in this sort of way, but I'm definitely seeing for most of you this is a love interest, but it could also pop up as a friend. I do just want to mention that before exiting this reading, but I'm feeling for a lot of you, like 90% of you at least, this is a love interest coming in order to teach you deep lessons. It could be somebody that you're already in a relationship with or that you're going to meet in 2020. So that is what I'm seeing for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a really big thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye! All right, pile number 4. Let's find out what's happening for you guys in your love life in 2020. Okay, take 2 on putting down the cards. All right, let's see what's happening in your guys' love life for 2020. All right, so pile number 4, this is what I'm seeing for you guys. So we start off with the 8 of Swords, we have the Sun and the 6 of Swords. So whenever I see the 8 of Swords coming up here, but we also have the 8 of Swords, this can be that we're leaving behind a toxic relationship, or we're leaving behind a relationship that no longer served us, or that we felt stuck in, we felt like it wasn't moving forward. So it could have either been a toxic relationship or one that just was not moving forward at all anymore, and we just felt like we had to be free from it. So this is finally like the freedom kind of, I'm seeing a lot of freedom in this and getting rid of a lot of negativity. So I do see like it could have been definitely toxic, since we also have the Sage card over here, and Sage can mean that we're clearing out a lot of negative energy, and we're finally in 2020 going to be releasing and letting go of the other crap that we were in lately. And then with the Sun being there, this is illuminating so much about the situation. I feel like you guys maybe were left in the dark about something when we have that 8 of Swords as well. So with this 8 of Swords, this can be that we felt like things were kept secret from us, or we felt very stuck, or we felt very restricted in a certain way, or we felt very controlled, and like people weren't being very honest with us. But then with the Sun, we're finally getting illuminated. We're finally knowing this information. We're finally getting out of the closet of that we were stuck in, and finally seeing the light of day, and like, whoo, that's what's going on. And it's time for freedom. This is finally freedom. We're coming out of being stuck. We're coming out of our cocoon. Freedom. The light is shining on us. We are shining the light back. Beautiful. I also do want to quickly mention, because you guys ask about my cards all the time, so this right here is a beautiful like holographic tarot card set that I got from threadsoffate.com. You guys ask about 2 different decks that I have most often in my videos, and you guys ask so often, so I just want to put out there that it's from threadsoffate.com, and it's also where I have this like beautiful oracle deck that you guys also talk about and ask where it's from. So just wanted to point that out there really quick. But for you guys, with that illumination, I feel like you're, again, walking into calmer waters, because the 6 of Swords, whenever we have this, it's a big transformation. It's transforming from being, it's depicted by this woman that's being canoed out of rough waters into calm, clear waters. And there's a bit of like remorse that kind of comes along with it, because there's a bit of like that bittersweet feeling of like, I'm so glad to be out of that, but I also miss it because I felt so comfortable there and I had a lot of memories there, stuff like that. And so it's like we're leaving behind something, but we also feel really good about it at the same time. There's a little bit of the remorse, and we're unstucking ourselves from something and we're moving on. So it could be that you guys are getting out of a certain relationship. Could also mean that you guys are moving with a loved one as well. Could also be that as well. But this is kind of letting go of something toxic. When we have Sage here, this is like letting go of the negativity. Or it could even be that you're letting go of the bittersweetness, and you're like, okay, I just got to let it go, and I'm just going to be excited about my new transition, my new move, my new whatever. And so in your love life, you could be moving with your partner if you guys are in a relationship. If not, I do feel like you guys are most likely getting out of a relationship or still getting over something that happened in your past. Then we also have the disseminating moon, time to breathe out. And so this card's beautiful to be added to this, this spread that we have going on over here in these current cards, because this is really telling you that it's over. It's time for you to relax. It's time for you to take a deep breath in and let go of the old stuff. Take that breath out. It's like the Sage where we clear away the negativity. It's like the 6 of Swords when we move into clean waters and we're finally able to breathe and just be like, it's over. It's time to let it go in 2020. Whatever you guys are still holding on to, it's time to let it go. Then we also have the Soul Family card and No. So don't go backwards. This No card coming up is like huge in my face of like, stop, don't go backwards. Go forward. Keep going forward. Don't look back. It is not time to be looking back anymore, especially with all these cards out here. This is time to move forward. Be your light, shine your light. And anytime that you second guess yourself, no. Anytime that this person maybe wants to come back, no. Anytime that you want to move anywhere backwards, no. No. No, 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 no. How many more times do I have to say that? I don't know. Then we also have this Soul Family card. So this is like, whatever didn't serve you and whatever's exiting your life right now, wasn't supposed to be permanent for you. This soul family card is like, finally, like, I feel like your love life is more surrounded by new friends or some older friends that you guys have that feel like your tribe, that feel like your soul family, that you really relate to, that, you know, always have your back. I feel like these are the long-term relationships that you guys have had. So this can either be your family or your friends, whichever one you feel most connected to. And this is about, you know, 2020 is about spending time with those people and making deeper connections with them. So love life might be a little bit like, meh, but it's because you're supposed to be connecting back with the people that really heighten you, that raise your vibration, that feel good to be around. Because by being around those people, I feel like that is where you're gonna have your deepest connection. I do feel like you guys might meet your soulmate through a specific friend group that you guys have, because things are just like so well connected with those people. So I feel like most likely you guys will meet the right person through mutual friends. We also have the card here of pay attention to the red flags. So of course I want to talk about this in some sort of relationship that you guys might currently still be in or might have just gotten out of. Pay attention to the red flags of those, because I don't think that that one might be completely over. You guys might be going through like a harder breakup where you guys need to kind of like revisit each other sometimes, or like talk to each other occasionally. And this is about paying attention to the red flags. Saying no when you want to and when you need to, stuff like that. And don't move backwards. It's cautioning you and just confirming, don't move backwards. Then we also have the stay optimistic about your love life. And so don't get down on this because this is happening. Don't think that this is all that you're capable of attracting to you just because it happened. Stay optimistic about your love life. So this card coming in for your prediction of 2020, this is about, you know, being surrounded by your soul family, being surrounded by people who make you feel good, that uplift you. And I feel like this is going to be a time of like gaining a lot of self-strength through 2020. And you're going to be filled with so much strength this year, this coming year. And it's going to help you step into a very strong sense and with lots of willpower, determination. I feel like it's going to develop you characteristically in so many ways that you need to be developed in order to be successful in the other areas of pursuits of your life. We also have the playfulness card. And so this one coming in, this is about, you know, 2020 can be fun. You can be dating people. You can be, again, hanging out with your soul family, hanging out with friends, doing things that are enjoyable. 2020 is about enjoying rather than the seriousness of it. And so I feel like 2020 is like, you know, allowing yourself to enjoy love. I don't think it's as serious as maybe finding your soulmate quite yet in 2020, but this is about enjoying love and enjoying yourself and adding that playfulness back to it and stuff like that for 2020. And then we also have the servant and scribe. And so with servant, this is finally, I feel like, letting go of the energy of constantly having to serve somebody, and also kind of like letting go of what your past was and where do you want your service to go to now. And I feel like your service is towards, again, your soul family, your friends, the people that make you feel really good, that really uplift you. It's time to be with those people and do things that serve you and your highest good and your highest interest in 2020. And then we also have scribe. And so this is like planning out what you want to create in your future. This is like really deciding what you want. And it'll also help you not go backwards in direction. And so this is like, I feel like there's a lot of manifesting. And so with scribe, I'm almost feeling like this is the planning stage. 2020 is like the planning stage, and it's interesting because 2s represent planning, and we have 2020 in our year in 2020. And so this is all about planning your future, especially with that scribe card. So this is like you finally being like, I'm setting the stage for what's coming next. So it's all about setting the stage and stuff like that. And let's find out what the Astro Dice have to say to add in some more information on this. So we have Capricorn, we have the 11th house, and then we have Venus. And so Venus being here with the 11th house and Capricorn. So there's probably a good chance that when you guys begin to do your passion, you guys will meet your loved ones through doing your passion. And this can be that we're doing something that gets a lot of public recognition as well when we have the 11th house, or it can mean that our true loved one might be a little bit more in the spotlight, or at least just very successful, maybe travels a lot. You might meet him out of the country, stuff like that, or her. But it could mean things around this. It could also be that 2020 is like the year that you're supposed to be focusing on you and your needs. Capricorn's all about focusing on your needs, your climb, you're climbing the mountain. That Venus is finally focusing on, okay, what do I desire? What do I need in a relationship? How do I want to be loved? And since you're not loved that way, what it looks like in that previous relationship, it's time to manifest what you want in the next one. So that is what I'm seeing there for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a really big thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already. Oh, I do want to say really quickly that the 11th house can sometimes also mean that we're meeting somebody online. Just want to quickly mention that. It can rule like dating websites, Instagram, Facebook, stuff like that. So I'm going to mention that really quickly. Love you guys so much. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give this video a huge thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. All right, so pile number 4. Let's find out what's happening in your guys' love lives in 2020. Pile number 5, right? I think I accidentally just said pile number 4. I don't know. Either way, pile number 5. Let's find out what's going on in your love life in 2020. All right, so pile number 5, this is what I'm seeing for you guys. So we start off with the 5 of Wands. We have the Pillar, which I believe is the Empress. The Empress is the Pillar in this tarot deck. And then we also have the Star, and then a lot of other things going on here. So with the 5 of Wands coming up in the beginning, this can mean that if you guys are in a relationship, that there could be some like some things to sort out. There's a lot of learning happening in 2020 for you guys. There's a lot of like, you know, compromising, learning how to work with each other in a beautiful way, and learning how to, you know, be a pillar. It's funny that this card is called the Pillar in this tarot deck, and it's like almost making me it's like giving me these vibes of building something much more stronger in 2020 and building something much higher with higher goals. I feel like you guys are making more goals together. If you guys are in a relationship with that person, you are heightening the bar, you're raising the bar, and you're gonna be like, let's get to the next level of this. If you guys are currently single, the 5 of Wands can indicate that we're meeting somebody that is of a different race than us, or they maybe speak another language, or they just offer such a different insight to us. They have such different knowledge that we've never really explored before, and so there's a lot to offer in this kind of like relationship. And then also with the Star card over here, this is like when we're around this person, we might even feel like we don't know anything, or we feel like, you know, so pure with this person, and they make us feel very pure in a certain way, and they treat us very beautifully as well. This is also like they're finally treating you so differently than anyone else ever has, and it feels so new and so beautiful. And then when we have this Compassion card next, before I go into that, I do want to quickly mention, just because so many of you guys ask me where I get the tarot decks that I have, and I do want to mention that this Oracle deck is from Threads of Fate, because you guys ask about that so much, and I'm trying to remember to say it in every pile for you guys. And then also I got this new tarot deck from them. It's their new tarot deck, and it's holographic, and it's so beautiful. So threadsoffate.com, and at least I believe it's, yeah, just Google Threads of Fate, it'll come up. And just wanted to mention that these cards are so beautiful that they make. Anyway, with this Compassion card, this can mean that we meet somebody who offers us a totally new way of loving, where they're very romantic and they're very like attentive to our needs. With that Pillar card being the Empress, they're very like romantic, and they want to take care of us, and they want to, you know, do every little thing and cuddle in the morning and do all these things with this compassion and this love that you've never felt before. And then we also have the South Node of don't let your past hold you back. So with this card coming up, it really speaks for itself. Don't let your past hold you back. Usually with the Star, this can indicate that we've been through a lot already, and we feel stripped down, and we've almost come to a place of surrender. With the South Node coming up, don't let your past hold you back. This is really giving me the vibes of like, this person's going to be so different, and there might still be fears that come up where you wonder like, okay, can I really trust this person? Are they going to turn out just like the rest? I don't feel like they are. And I feel like you can truly move forward with this person in a very new way, and I feel like they're going to offer something totally different than anyone else has ever before for you. And then we also have the Priestess and the Age of Light. And so with Priestess coming up, I feel like you two are going to have like this beautiful like soul connection. I do feel like this is a soulmate coming in 2020. If not, you're already with them. If you guys pick this pile and you're already in a relationship, it probably means that you're already with this type of person that I'm explaining. But with this Priestess card, they're really connected to you. It's almost like you don't even have to say that you're thirsty, and all of a sudden they're there with a cup of water being like, here you go. It's because there's like this connection between you two where they just know. Or maybe, you know, you're gonna have a sore back one night and you're not even gonna complain about it. You're just gonna be laying there and that person's just gonna come up to you and start giving you a massage, and they're just like, oh, are you tense, honey? Like, I'm gonna give you a massage. And you know, it's like this person's very attentive. You two have this like soul connection where you guys can read each other's emotions very well, which is beautiful. And then we also have the Age of Light. And so this is like, just at the bottom it says, you've been training for this for lifetimes. And so this is finally like, you deserve this. I feel like you guys have been through all of the bridge relationships that bridge you to where you're supposed to be. They bridge you through all the lessons that you need to know before you can hold the energy of your soulmate. So you need to learn a couple things before like having your soulmate. I feel like now you've finally gotten to a time, especially with that star again, it's like you guys have already been through it all. So you've been through the lessons. Now it's finally time for you guys to have the real deal, and this person is the real deal. So if you're already in a relationship with this person I'm describing, your loved one, then you know that you're already with them. If you guys are single, I definitely see somebody coming in 2020, and I feel like there's going to be a window opening for you guys to meet this person that truly is your soulmate, especially since we also have the card, This Could Be the One. I really feel like this is that soulmate connection for you guys. We also have chemistry right here. Again, I feel like there's a huge attraction between you two. I feel like there's a spiritual chemistry and a physical chemistry where you find that this person, you know, obviously very attractive, but also your minds have a chemistry where you can talk to each other and just go very deep with each other. And then there's also, you know, a chemistry of you guys where you guys just, you can read each other very well. You know when that person needs something, and you're there to take care of that person with that Empress type of energy that we have, and like the beautiful compassionate energy and the Priestess. This is very intuitive. This person can almost, you know, just feel you and know that you've had a bad day, or know that you need something in that moment. They'll be right there for you to give it to you. And so I'm definitely seeing this with that chemistry card. And then we also have the Healing Family Issues card. And so I think with this, especially since we have the South Node being here, this can mean that this person comes in, they're your soulmates, but they also help you heal so much of your past. They help you heal your past with your other relationships. They might also help heal a lot of stuff in your family as well. So they might offer something, some insight where they're like the missing piece to your family, and it all of a sudden like makes the circle feel complete. Therefore, it adds a lot of healing to it. And I feel like also with this Five of Wands here, this person offers so much other knowledge and so much other wisdom that you guys like end up growing so much from it, and your family ends up growing so much from it, because they offer this new missing piece, this new insight that you guys didn't have once before, and it heals so much of that. Then we also do have the Teacher card right here, and so this card is like, this person is again going to teach you so much. They're offering something new to the table that you've never learned before, therefore it's going to be a totally new experience, especially with that star. This is a totally new experience that you've never had before, and it's going to teach you, again, so much. It's going to offer so much personal growth. I feel like you're going to learn more from this person than you've learned from anyone your entire life. And then we also have the Dilettante. I feel like this person's very artistic. I feel like this person also likes to take care of their body. They're very wise in many ways. And again, I feel like they fill their time doing a lot of creative things. They use their energy, they utilize it. They're not just a lazy person. This person is motivated. They're ready to get up and go. They love doing things. I feel like they almost can dip their hand into any pond and like do anything. They can be artistic if they want to. They can, you know, fix cabinets if they want to. They can, you know, take care of themselves in this way and that way and all these different things. And I feel like this person's just very, very well-rounded. So that is what I'm seeing for you guys there. And let's do some Astro Dice to find any more information for this. All right, so we have Saturn, we have Aquarius, and we have the second house. And so with Saturn, this can sometimes indicate that this is a huge commitment that we're making to this person. And this person's also very practical. They add a lot of practicality for us, and this is also like a long-term. Saturn can, when we're talking about relationships, indicate very long-term, serious, committed relationships where you make a commitment, you lock yourself down to this person. With Aquarius being here, this is like, again, they're offering insights from all these different parts, all these different areas. Aquarius is also ruled by Saturn. Saturn is ruled by Aquarius. And so this energy, they fit really well into each other. You could be meeting this person online when we have this, but again, I kind of feel like there's a physical aspect to this because Saturn in the second house, it's very physical. And so I also feel like this person, they're very physically disciplined. I feel like this person, you know, probably doesn't drink. They probably have themselves on a good diet. They probably, you know, have themselves on a good workout routine and stuff like that. They're very, you know, they know how to restrict themselves physically in certain ways in order to be right, in order to be the best version of themselves and stuff like that. And I also feel like there's a spiritual aspect to them too when we have Aquarius there. And so this person, you know, is open enough to spirituality and all that kind of jazz. So that is what I'm seeing for you guys. Pile number 5. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give this video a really big thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!